Amazing what lesson does. I thought, oh, it's better.
Okay, so this one on the right-hand side was your before. So
Right.
your gap there from your legs there, not a lot. Your hands to me look a bit sort of tucked underneath there.
Yeah.
As a result of that, your hands now have to kind of go outside. They're going away from that yellow line quite quickly. Found the club on the inside. The club now gets a bit behind you. Not as much as before, certainly. So the practice you've done with the club was sort of back here in your takeaway is better. But that club now got a little bit flat. Your left arm's got a bit flat. And then from here, now your right shoulder's kind of over the topping it. So a bit more space here at setter position, okay? This drill here now with the stick, you can see the stick kind of poking at your left side there, okay? You look at the difference in this sort of movement then. I've got a bit more space, as you can see, there. So the club now is staying outside your hands and where that stick is there, okay?
Yeah.
So that's kind of brushing the club. That there is the swing plane. You look at all the tour players on TV, that's the hinge they're trying to create on the backswing, yeah? If we compare that position to where you get to, there, the club shaft, I mean, exactly. But that's kind of where your impact's going to be over here. So you're just going to potentially hit the heel of the golf club, and if the club is up here in terms of swing plane, that's missing the ground, isn't it? So what you got to try and do, hit the ground, and you shove your shoulder over the top, and then the old unmentionable, okay? So if the hands work in and up this way, okay, hands can work in and up. That club now is working up on plane. Then from there, as you'd come back down, you almost come back down. Not so much out this way. There'd be a little bit of a sort of a reverb. That's more weight of the club falling behind you, not you. But if your club is in that position, you don't need to try to throw over the top. So it would be a better position to get that club back down. But you've got to really work on that takeaway there, doing that move. So the club goes back there now, really good. The top of the back's in there now, really good. I mean, your left arm's getting higher, which for me is also what I'm trying to do. You feel you're steep. That's not steep at all, is it? I mean, you should enough golf on TV, that's not a steep backswing. That, to me, there's a bit of a flat backswing. Your arms, there's a lot more gap between your shoulders there and your left arm. I want to see your left arm up there by that shoulder as high as you can.
That is almost certainly my driver swing, which is a lot more flat on play, which is how I can get that nice drive with it.
Yeah. I mean, a driver swing will be a little bit flatter just because you are further from the ball anyway. And I think you don't probably stand that close with the driver, which is why your driver is probably going so well when you hit 90% of fairway. So getting that sensation of working that handle in as we go back, getting a bit more space from the golf ball, as we said. Hands are going to work back there. They're okay. They're sort of still on the line. Club shaft there is slightly steeper. Left arm is slightly higher. And now the club can kind of work back down the line on a better angle there. Okay, it's not being shoved over the top. There's still this right shoulder staying under. That's in a better position. We're kind of coming into that kind of pebble skim position here. It's not and lump over the top to try and do something sort of really dramatic. The club can work from the inside nicely. Nice release of that club. Good swing. Good shot. It's got a little bit left because you're just releasing the club more than you used to, but just a little drift back. Absolutely fine. But getting away from that, being super close, pushing the arms outside, getting that kind of disconnect. And that's just the golf swing now being created by your elbows and forearms doing this. So by doing that, you're taking your left arm or right arm and basically doing that with the club.
Yeah.
Well, that face now is open. That would be square. That would be open. So it's like that door there. That would be open, that would be shut. You wouldn't go that door needs to stay closed. I'm going to open it first.
Yeah.
That club face needs to stay straight. I'm going to open it first. Well, no, just keep it straight. Yeah. Don't twist or add movements into the backswing that we don't need to do, and also adds an extra movement on the way down to try to square the club face up. Yeah, because then you're adding too many things into your golf swing. Yeah. The club face is square. If I said to you, low five, you wouldn't go that way. You just go that way. I had a coach, mate of mine is a really good coach, he's like one coach of the Western and stuff. He once was touching someone and said, look, I want to get your palm feeling flatter and squarer for less twist. I just literally imagine you smacking your missus' backside. How would you do it? You used to do that, yeah? What would you do? You do that, yeah? You wouldn't go, here you go, and then try and twist your hand onto it. It wouldn't make any sense, would it? So that's what your wrist is going to do. So there you go. Slap the, okay. If the club face works up in a better position, now for all intents and purposes, your right hand is the golf club. That's going to come back square. If the club face is square and your path is that way slightly, you get a nice draw. You haven't got to try and draw the ball, trying to roll your forearms or flip the club over or do all this kind of twisty stuff. If the club face comes back square and your path is 1 degree from the inside, you will hit a draw. Yeah, a little tiny draw, but it'll be a draw. Yeah. You don't have to try to roll the club around the golf ball. So it's the way that people, when they go bowling, try and get spin. They put their hand and they try and spin the ball like a... No, you actually bowl a rugby ball. You actually do that with your wrist when you spin the ball correctly with a bowling ball. You do it that way rather than this sort of twisting that way, okay? So it's the same thing with golf. Your wrists are doing this. They're not doing this sort of corkscrew motion, okay? So get the club face straighter to start with and gives a bit more space. Club works in this way, hands working in, keeps that club face squarer rather than that twisting with the forearms. Arm gets higher, then you got space for your arms to swing. Decent move, mate, okay?
Okay.
Makes sense?
Happy days.
Good man.